Hi guys, welcome. It's nice to see you again. Today's 3 quotes are about your happiness and how it doesn't depend on anybody else except you, about having a vision and moving forward, and also about how to not mess up your life. And is there really such thing as messing up your life? And the first quote is from Gala darling's Wonderland session. And she said, "My boyfriend, my work, my friends have to be irrelevant to my joy. It doesn't matter what they do, you can choose to feel good anyway. You can choose to go deep within yourself and feel good. That is completely your choice and up to you." I've mentioned this already a bunch of times, but I want to discuss this with you again. Because this idea is so fresh and so new, and we're not used to acting and feeling and thinking like this. As we were growing up, we were getting used to this idea that we need to act in a way to make our parents happy and grandparents and nannies, and then we go to school and then to college or university, and we're also expected to act in a way to make our teachers happy. And since we thought this is how the world worked, we also learned to expect from other people to act in a way to make us happy. And this happens in our relationships, in our friendships, in our workplace. And when we feel down, we tend to blame it on other people and circumstances. And even when we start understanding, realizing that our happiness depends on us, our good mood is only our responsibility, it may still be hard sometimes to get out of this habit of seeing ourselves as a victim and blaming others for why we don't feel good. We blame our loved ones for not caring about us and not paying attention to us, or our kids don't behave in the way we want them, this is why we feel sad, or our friends don't call us and this is why we're upset. And I want you to think about it once again and to process this idea again, that your happiness, your good mood, your alignment does not depend on anybody around you. It does not depend on your kids. It does not depend on your parents. It does not depend on your husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. It does not depend on your pets. You can still feel good no matter what they do, and you've got to stop expecting them to jump through hoops to make you happy. Otherwise, you will make them feel miserable and you will make yourself feel miserable, because you will be expecting from them some kind of behavior and they will not give it to you, and that would make you angry with them. This is like a vicious circle. You've got to accept the fact that no one in this world was born with the mission to make you happy. Your happiness and joy is your business, and this is good news. Yes, you want to blame somebody sometimes, but in the end, putting the blame on somebody else doesn't make you happy either. You just give away your power. When you realize that no matter the circumstances, you can still feel good, you're not dependent on them anymore. You're invincible because no one can kill your vibe now. And also, this idea means that nobody's happiness depends on you. When you feel good, you feel like sharing your joy with the world around you. You feel like cheering up your friends and smiling to strangers, maybe. It's natural. But you don't have to feel responsible for other person's mood. It's not your job. You can't make others happy, not for long anyway. And if you can for a while and then you get distracted by something, what happens? This person will feel sad again because you were the only resource of joy. That will ruin your relationship. You will feel miserable, both of you. So make sure you put yourself, your well-being, your joy first, so you could then share your positivity with the world. Kind of like that vase that needs to be filled first to then pour it out. How does that metaphor really go? Quote number 2 from the Wealthy Babe podcast by Bensette. "We need to keep moving forward no matter what. Just keep focusing on what's coming, on what you're stepping into and what's next versus what went wrong and who didn't like my post, and all the little things that really just pull you back into dimming your light. Keep focusing on what lights you up." And this is a totally different mindset from how we used to think. The idea here is that you need to move forward, always move forward. Don't get stuck. Always make steps towards what excites you, what interests you, what lights you up, your goals, your dreams. And do that every day, because this is where you get your energy. This is what keeps you excited. When you have your vision, it gives you inspiration. And when you made a step, like posted a post or wrote an article or something like that, and if you don't move forward, live in the future a little bit, in the sense that you are planning your next step, you get stuck because you get into this old habit of thinking where you start analyzing what people may say and what you did wrong and what you could do better. It just all throws you off track. And there should be also a balance, right? Because when we move forward too fast, too much, and we don't give ourselves a chance to relax, recharge, we might burn out. But here in this quote, it's not necessarily about action. It's more about where your mind is, what you concentrate on, the way of thinking. Keep concentrating on what you want, what you dream about, and why you want it, instead of thinking about what others might say. And this also addresses perfectionists, I think, because sometimes when you want everything to be perfect the first time, you analyze and overanalyze and you get stuck also. They call it analysis paralysis. You think too much instead of just starting, just doing it, and just accepting the fact that it's always a process, and moving forward and planning what's next. And the third quote is from the podcast Fiercely Unstoppable by Brooke, Allison. And she said, everyone has so much potential, and I can see it and I can feel it and I can hear it, and they are so focused on not messing it up, and you can't mess it up. People will try to convince you that you can mess up your life, but it's your life. And this quote is pretty much about the same as the second quote. Just keep doing something, make steps, instead of just sitting there and being scared of messing everything up. But I want you here to pay attention to this part where she says that you can't mess up your life. And Abraham Hicks talks about this too, and this idea is beautiful. You can't get it wrong. You can't get off your path. Everything you do, all the ups and downs, are your path. And when you feel like you made a mistake, it still helps you understand better what you want. And this is also Abraham Hicks' quote. When you understand better what you don't want, you understand better what you do want. And that's just that. It's never a failure. And I think it was Gary Vee who said, his quote was, who said you need to have your life figured out by the age of 20 or 25 or 30 or 40 or 50. No matter how old you are, at any age, you might feel this pressure that you need your life to be figured out, what you want to do, who you want to be, where you want to go in your life. And you don't have to, you don't owe it to anybody else except yourself. So take your time. And you feel this pressure because you keep comparing yourself, your life, to somebody else's. Don't do that. It's your life. It's different. Some people had more at your age and some people had less. Who cares? It's not even what you should be thinking about anyway. Think about what you want, how you want your life to be. Let go of who you should be and embrace who you are. Remember, I was talking about it. You're not here to prove anything to anybody. You're your own person. So stop putting pressure on yourself and tell others to back off. Okay, maybe not out loud, but just in your mind. You're fine. You'll figure it out. You're doing everything right. You can't mess up your life. And even when you think that everything is going wrong, a lot of people have been there where you are, and they've managed to figure it out and get their lives together. And so can you, and you will, no matter how old you are and where you are in your life, financially, emotionally, spiritually. Your life is your journey and you're not messing it up. Just trust yourself, believe in yourself, be yourself. Have your vision, move forward, and remember that your happiness depends only on you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was useful. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and see you next time.